We got ourselves another video on Fresh and Fit. I wonder how they feel about it.
Again!
I'm not gonna lie to you. That was funny as hell. I don't know precisely why the gentleman threw whatever he threw, but let's see it again. I mean, I think what made it funny to me was the facial expression, just the true, sincere anger when he threw it down, whatever that was. Let's take a look. See.
On Fresh and Fit. I wonder how they feel about it.
Again!
My boy is legitimately sweating while he threw it down as well. Now, the studio lights do heat things up, and I actually have a number of studio lights here, which are making it quite warm. And it's starting to warm up in Vegas, too, so I can't just open up the doors to the studio. So I might have to get up and, turn on the air conditioning at some point. But, yeah, that was funny. I'm not going to lie. And shout out to Abba and Preach's video editor. They do have one of the best video editors in the business. I often find that their cuts are quite comical, so much respect. And I also do want to bring on a video editor and videographer. My preference is that you have great video editing skills and eye for, impact, and you understand propaganda. And so what I would like to do is I'll bring you out. You don't have to live in Las Vegas. If you do, that's preferred. If not, we'll fly you out and see what you can do. We need a solo person who can get the job done by themselves. Ideally, you have a proper camera. If you don't, that's fine. I really don't care. I more so care about you being able to edit the video, having a strong work ethic, and being able to get it done the same day. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this work. Here we go.
Mr. Hair Transplant doesn't look too
Damn.
happy.
These guys.
Damn, he didn't call Brody Mr. Hair Transplant. Jesus, the low blows left and right.
Were so quick to try to use.
Damn, is Preach wearing a skull cap? Is he wearing my mother's pantyhose on his head? Some real N-word-ish right there. Shout out.
This as content to make us look bad. They didn't properly vet this girl, but it's okay. I'm gonna do it for them. But then she.
Bro, your enemies on purpose are not properly vetting the girl. You see, if your enemies can drag you through the dirt, they're definitely going to do it. If your enemies think that she's a liar, if they can say she's telling the truth to further make your situation more embarrassing, they're going to do it. SB, he writes, Peace of the Saints, going to get the Black Box audiobook. Is it a download or just a stream? I believe you can do both. He writes, I saw this Abba and Preach video come out today and wondered if you would review it. Well, here I am. I know that the audience loves comedy. They hate thinking, they despise thinking, but they love comedy. So here I am for the people, for the people. Sometimes it pains me to do such things, but I do it for the people. Sacrifice. Just being the good guy that I am. Carrying on. It's amazing how much you spend on these Apple products, and they continue to fail. 1 second. Let me get this back going again. There we go. All right, my screen went out. Get it back going. Un momento. Una Coca-Cola, por favor. 2, 3 cafés. Hola, Inés. That a horrible Spanish teacher. He just have you memorize the goddamn book dialogue.
She's running around and telling Abba and Preach and all these other simps, oh, I'm not an escort, and they're believing it. Oh, okay, I believe it.
See, that's where you're wrong, my boy. They don't believe it. One thing I know for sure about Abba and Preach, I surmise that Abba's the smarter one. I think we can all agree on that. Maybe I should put up a poll. I think we all agree Abba's the smarter one. Abba's the leader in that duo. And very clever fella, very shrewd, evil genius, no doubt. And he certainly can see through her. Now, is he left-leaning? Absolutely. Extraordinary liberal individual. And so that's the truth of who he is. He is a leftist. He is also, not the masculine male that typifies the manosphere, and he's aware of that. And often you find that when people are a certain way, they, of course, adjust, and they evolve a morality around their material circumstances, which is why, for example, yesterday I went on a drive, and then I decided to, have some things changed on my phone. I was in one of the nicer suburbs outside of Las Vegas, and I noticed, there are beautiful women everywhere. Why is that? Because it's a wealthy place. Yes, more wealth, more opulence, more beautiful women. Funny how that works out. Which is to say that, short guys don't like basketball as much as tall guys. Is that because of basketball? No, that's because of the material reality of short men. They don't like basketball as much because they're not good at it. So they have to like the things that favor them, or they might more be inclined to video games or anime. They're reacting to their material, physical environment and existence. Come on now. Work with me here. Work with me.
What is the best way to reach you for the editor position?
Brilliant question, Ethan. You can reach the team at jason@marquettism.com. And what we'll probably do once you email is we'll move swiftly and we will send you over a video to provide us an example of your editing, because the editing is the most important thing. We like it quality, fast, insightful. Excuse me, not insightful, impactful. So we'll send you over something to do. And remember, ladies and saints, if there's anything involving Marquette Devon Burton, we like things top of the line. We want to see a sense of urgency. We want to see you get the job done. No bullshit. We don't have time for that, okay? Like, we're serious men over on this side. I'm giving you opportunities. I've put tremendous amounts of money in your pockets, the fans, 6 figures worth. I'm giving you opportunities. Be thankful. Use it. Don't bullshit. Okay? I could easily hire a proper videographer. I'm in Las Vegas. It's the entertainment capital of the world. Okay, carrying on. I must concede there are a number of things that annoyed me this morning. I'm still mad, goddammit.
Interviewing a criminal, giving her a platform, letting her tell you all these lies, and you best believe, I'm calling immigration on you.
Now that I like. But the only thing that would have been more devious, Myron, the only thing more devious than that is if you would have just did it and not said anything and hid your hand. Pretended as though you weren't the one who did it. That would have been more devious. I would have liked that more. Shout out to Sebastian Gray, or Sebastian Gray, standing up. I appreciate it. Shout out to the real ones.
100%. You shouldn't even be here.
All of a sudden, they think that this kind of character assassination is going to somehow lend credence to the fact that Fresh is asking her to get.
You can't assassinate her character. She has no character. But more importantly, the true trouble is this. The true trouble is that what you're doing right now, embarrassing the young lady, whether it's true things or false things, you are creating something that can be called emotional distress. And if you're causing emotional distress to this young lady, then she can rightfully sue you further in the civil courts and say, hey, you destroyed my reputation. You stopped my ability to make money. You've slandered me. You've caused me to seek therapy. I've been feeling like taking myself out. I had to pay all this money to a therapist. I couldn't work my job. Here's my lost wages. That's what you're doing. So what you really want to do is put your iron fist within a velvet glove. Book of Dark Truth Summit, there's a lot of this kind of thing we discuss. This is amateur hour. You heard me? You want to smash the ant with a sledgehammer while simultaneously appearing to be a saint. See, I am a humble spiritual teacher. I'm a humble spiritual teacher. I would never do anything violent or physical or aggressive because I'm a humble spiritual teacher.
An abortion.
Again, and I've said this before, shout out to Abba for having this goddamn necklace with a ring on it. This man is wildly tacky. And when I see tacky people, I always wonder, like, what is this about? Like, how is this? But I understand that, intelligence has its varieties. Abba is clearly intelligent, but there is an intelligence to knowing how to put together an outfit or how to look good or be elegant. And you know what? Truth be told, appearance is not that. I'm not going to lie and say it's not important. It's just not that important. So shout out to Abba for keeping it simple. But this is the only dude where if I saw him, I would snatch his chain and steal it, but not for my benefit. I would steal it for his benefit, goddammit. Like, bro, like, take this shit off, man. You look ridiculous.
And this is not
and there's no way I would actually have a hairline. Like this good brother has a hairline. There's no way I would have a hairline and not go get my shit trimmed up. You heard me? Go ahead, taper my shit right here. Taper, fade it back in the back. I'll be crispy every day, crispy as hell. Have my barber show up and wake me up in the morning. Pause. Get a nice, new, fresh taper every day. This man is a waste of hair, goddammit.
first time.
And the beard too. God, do something with the beard. Unless your ass live in the mountains of Afghanistan and you're on the run from the Central Intelligence Agency and the Special Ops of the United States of America, and you hiding out with Bin Laden them, you might as well trim your shit up, okay? All right, carrying on.
I repeat,
What?
Fresh has done this to other women. And
I like how they're condemning right now. Let me give you some player shit real quick. Player shit. You dealing with a bunch of females, you're going to run into these kinds of problems that Fresh has experienced. Now, here's the problem. You got guys who probably don't deal with a lot of females are watching and observing something that they fundamentally don't understand. So that's problem number one. Then number two, you have a situation wherein Abba and Preach are talking about things that have already been revealed in the past. They're trying to exaggerate it to milk more content out of this. And you know what? Shout out to them. Because that's smart, right? Because they're running ads and they're getting ad rev. Mind you, I'm not running any ad rev. When I come on here to speak to you, I do it out of a sincere interest in teaching. That's why earlier I was talking about Iran and, Russia and Ukraine and dropping some geopolitics in there, which has nothing to do with the stream, because you dummies are only going to watch this nonsense. I'm not talking about the real viewers, the ones who actually support the work. I'm talking about you guys who sit there and have never clicked the like button. You don't send in any support. You say you're a fan, but you're really not a fan. This is when I take time to educate you guys on things that maybe you would have learned in high school if America had good public schools, or maybe you would have learned from your parents if they were not derelict and deadbeat, okay? You're welcome. I'm doing the Lord's work, okay? That's what I'm doing. Anyways, carrying on. What is his face that preaches? Is his name Preach? I'm tired of calling motherfuckers by fake names, goddammit. I'm tired of it. Is his name Preach? And why is he always wearing like low-key S&M shit? Like the nigga got on a pleather leather harness on. What in the hell is that about? And then put a goddamn hoodie underneath it. You only get this kind of consistent tackiness. Like, goddamn it, birds of a feather work together. These motherfuckers are a match made in heaven. Shout out to them. And really, I do love the way they mix together. I think I might even be subscribed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I might be subscribed to these motherfuckers. They're funny. They're very funny guys. Which God, please don't have ever anyone describe me as like, oh, he's a funny guy or he's a nice guy. No, thank you. No, thank you. Carrying on.
I wouldn't believe it if it came from another woman.
Bro, shut your ass up, man. Shut your ass. You believe anything from a woman. You also admitted that you pay for vagina, which here's the thing that I find problematic. Not that men have never paid for vagina on the planet Earth. We know they're paying for it left and right in various ways. But you said that with no reservations. You were proud. You thought it was cool. Damn near seemed like you wanted to promote it. It was a terrible thing. I was highly disappointed and hurt about it, okay? So when you say you wouldn't believe it if it came from a woman, bullshit. You would absolutely believe it, my boy, because you empower women too much. The wrong type of women. Me personally, these hoes, I'd like to keep these hoes broken, disempowered. Why? Because they're the wicked among us. And these males who are low IQ and weak, I'd like to keep them disempowered as well. And ideally, if I really could, I'd like to enslave them. I'm just saying, not based on color, just based on stupidity levels. Gee, you're not smart enough to do much else. Well, you might as well work till the day you die. That's just me, though. Carrying on.
Guess who it came from? Pug CEO himself.
What's the worst thing you guys have done to a girl?
That's the worst thing you got done to a girl. Look at my roots. I'm too poor to continue getting my hair bleached blonde, so it's take on a strange tangy orange color. Instead of being blonde, it's tangy orange. And furthermore, my roots are blacker than Kunta Kinte. No decency. Look at this broad. Look at this broad. Got orange hair with black ass roots. Come on now, shorty, have some decency. Man, there's nothing I hate worse than a broke female, especially if it's a broke white female. I'm like, God damn it. You messed up the white privilege bag. Being broke and white is something I didn't even know existed until I was like well into my mid-20s. I was running a business, and I used to take my team to Petoskey, Michigan. I remember the first time I got up to Petoskey. Long story short, I got challenged to do a stand-up comedy routine. So I drove down about 2 hours south south to Michigan, and I went to a drive-thru. I was quite hungry, and when I get through the drive-thru, there was a white person like taking my order. I was like, holy shit, what are you doing here? I expected you to be like Latino or maybe black. Oh God, you're broke. Anyways, then after that, I end up going to a 7-Eleven. I walk into the 7-Eleven and I'm about to make my purchase. There's a white woman behind the counter and I was thinking, you're so disrespectful. You just come in here walking behind the counter and shit? Where the hell is Abu? Where's Abu or Ahmed or Mohammed or somebody that's about 30 shades darker than you from a country we can't pronounce or point out on the map? What are you doing back here, white lady? So I figured out that we have some broke ass whites in the Midwest, because in California, we don't really have broke whites. It's not a thing, okay? So here's my public service announcement to you. If you are white and broke, you're really fucking things up for everybody, okay? You're breaking stereotypes in a bad way, okay? I need you to have some white pride, goddammit. Quit being broke. It's despicable, but also enjoyable at the same time. You know, I feel like when I was ordering my fast food from the white lady, I was like being a little bit curt and like, you know, being a little bit more directive with my directions. Anyways, carrying on. The poor whites, the poor whites. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, carrying on.
Thing you guys have done to a girl.
So, if you guys know Tom Likas, there's something called the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And like,
Oh, shit. You
basically,
about to tell this story? Let's do it.
let's do it.
Let's
Okay,
do
so
it.
basically, right, I was with this chick, and we were kind of
Damn.
it wasn't working out.
Look at this dumb bimbo right here. Holy moly, ravioli, spaghetti, pizza pie.
I was with this chick.
Hold on, let me get the zoom in. Boom. This broad is a psychopath with no soul. She's a soulless harlot. Marquette, how do you know she's a soulless harlot? First off, I wonder, is that her true hair color? Because, you know, I do kind of enjoy redheads. I do. I do. I even enjoy like a nice redhead better than a true blonde. That's just me, though. Anyways, she may or may not be a redhead. Who knows? But this is my problem. And somebody spread the word on this one, please. Okay, and by the way, I'm extremely hot right now. Goddamn. I might have to get up and, you know, turn on the air conditioning. I don't like my balls sweating. I really don't. It's inconsiderate for the ladies. Anyways, this broad has the most enormous eyelashes. So it's like, love, we can tell your eyelashes are fake from, 10 states away. But here's the worst thing. They're dark black, you imbecile. And your skin is pale white. Your hair is like a reddish color. But your eyelashes are dark black. Like, have you no fucking brains? Don't you know how to like mix things together, love? Like, Jesus Christ, you harlots are imbeciles. Like, have some decency and consideration. If you're gonna have your eyelashes this fucking big, can you try to blend it in, make it just a little bit more natural? That's, just for me. For me. Oh my God. And here's the tragedy. I'll probably take the brain. That's the tragedy of our existence. But I'll tell you the difference. I would not treat her well at all. Carrying on.
And we were kind of like fizzling out. It wasn't working out,
Fizzle.
but she got pregnant.
Damn.
And then I kind of told her like,
This is not a
yeah, we
laughing
can work this
matter.
out. Don't worry about it. But we can't have kids right now. And then I did a Hail Mary. And now I'm here.
No, tell him.
Shout out to the corny little black fella next to Fresh. Shout out to that corny little black fella. And again, see, these are the things that bother me. It's like, look, the blacks, especially the black male who's largely incompetent and doesn't have good control over his emotions, speaks terrible English, mostly mumbles due to the lack of that masculine confidence, and speaks slang so damn much. Sometimes he's unable to figure out what is mainstream English and what is slang. Just mesh the two together in a real nasty fashion. Then you got the corny blats, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being corny, but you should also be smart. You hear me? You should have that in your back pocket. Then you got the corny blats. So you got this guy right here looking like so nondescript. This looked like the motherfucker you meet 30 times and never remember. We've all met this guy 80,000 times and never remembered it. Like, this the motherfucker, his name is like David, or his name is like Hamilton. Nigga, first name is Hamilton. Hello, I am Hamilton. He's like Carlton Banks with no money. You heard me? Like, god damn, like there's nothing worse than the corny blats. It bothers me, especially if they're not wealthy or successful. I'm like, god damn it, you gotta have something in your back pocket. You heard me? Either $1 million, a big brain, big accomplishments or something. But how dare you be a black man and be corny, uninteresting, not good looking, not athletic, not particularly smart, not particularly wealthy. I'm gonna need you to have something, goddammit. That's just me though. Because one thing I will not stand for is for you to break our positive stereotypes, goddammit. I hate meeting black guys who can't rap, dance, and romance, you dig? Or they can't play a sport. Shit just get me mad. But I tell you guys, one thing I am holding down is our other stereotypes, you dig? I'm damn near considering going to Brazil getting a penis reduction because it's getting crazy out here. You heard me? Anyways, carrying on. I went in too far. Just trying to maintain these stereotypes. Some people are breaking them. I'm trying to hold them together.
Tell them what the Hail Mary is. Tell them what the Hail Mary is. Tell them what it is.
Okay.
Go all the way.
Okay. So the Hail Mary is.
Wait, who's that guy next to Myron? I'm going in on everybody. There shall be no mercy. It shall be a rain of blood and pain. Who the fuck is this guy next to Myron? This fake ass laugh. Let me teach you guys something. And this is real shit. Drop the link for the Master Communicator course. You see this guy next to Myron doing the fake laugh? That's the weakest shit on earth. You know what I do when someone's telling jokes and it's not funny? I do this. Let me put on my main camera. This is what I do. When a motherfucker's telling jokes and it's not funny, this is what I do. Cold killer look. No, we not getting any free laughs out here. That shit is feminine. That women do it all the time. You say some shit that's not funny at all. Fantastic, love. Boost up my ego. I appreciate it. But I'm not doing that for another man. You guys need the Master Communicator course because you look like a dumb F out here. You heard me? You look like a broad out here. Be a man. Weird ass dude with this bullshit ass flat top. Motherfucker look like a character from that one cartoon, Doug. Shout out to the motherfuckers who know what I'm talking about. Nigga look like Cousin Skeeter off of Doug. Marquette, Cousin Skeeter was blue. How's he look like a blue cartoon character? Motherfucker, figure it out. Shit. Carrying on. And shout out to the real ones supporting the work. And all you guys who don't support the work, fuck you. That's how I feel. Fuck you, goddammit. And I mean it. And your mama too. Carrying on. Look at this fake ass laugh. Damn, the lean back? Did he do the lean back laugh? It was not that funny. There's no way in hell it was that funny. There's just no way it was that funny. You hit the lean back laugh. There's no way it was that funny. Because I'm still trying to figure out what the hell the joke was. And the hoes ain't even laughing. Look at the mongrel hoe next to the light-skinned dude. She not even laughing. How is it that you're on the lean back laugh and this broad ain't even started a smile? She ain't even smiled and you on the lean back laugh. Bro, stop it, man. Quit being a fucking groupie out here. I don't know who that is, who that dude is, but all I know is that his chin hairs remind me of my nut hairs. Actually, my nut hairs are rather sparse and fine. But you get the point. Carrying on.
Tell them what it is.
Okay.
Go all the way.
Okay. So the Hail Mary is, for example, right, where like you tell the chick what she
Now, I'm still mad. You're like, Marquette, why are you mad? You see, because I believe women should cover up. You heard me? You don't need to be out here looking like a damn stripper all the time. Put on some clothes every now and again. But if you must, they say if you got it, flaunt it. But if you don't got it, you can't flaunt it. Who's this dumb bitch in the middle in the black showing off these A cups? What? Is that even a cup or is that a shot? It's not even big enough to be a cup. It's ridiculous. Put those elementary school titties away. Nobody wants to see it. Matter of fact, I'm looking at the bitch's sternum. Those might be pectoralis. Is this bitch a Decepticon Transformers? You don't even look good. Then you got the nerve to put on these big ass glasses and cover your eyebrows. You have no cheekbones, no lips, and then it looks like you got blonde highlights just in the front. Who makes this possible? Television is for good-looking people. I would like to kindly and politely recommend radio for such a woman, okay? Television's for good-looking people. Who let this bitch on the show? I'm gonna need some vetting. Matter of fact, send me a goddamn IG profile for every thought that wants to be on the show. I'll be the final word, because somebody's messing up, okay? Carrying on.
she wants to hear, and you can have kids later on. Make her get an abortion.
Damn.
He
said maker.
McDonald's.
Nigga
Get a
said
McGriddle.
maker.
And orange juice.
Damn.
Sit her down.
He said, get a McGriddle. That's love, though. Like, I despise McDonald's and fast food, generally speaking, but there's something about those McGriddles. There's something about them. Yeah. And there's also something about those eggs, which are not really eggs. I don't know. God, it's upsetting my stomach right now just talking about it. Anyways, shout out to Victor supporting the work via PayPal. He writes, tuition. Yes, we can. The Alien technology is scary. Okay, I'm a little bit lost on that one. Shout out to Gwensley supporting the work via PayPal. Appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones, you dig? May I also acknowledge William, who used the tip button below, which you can find in the description. Shout out to the real ones who actually support the work. Those of you who are men, you've gone out and earned before you realize that nothing's free. Like, you know, the $50,000 studio I'm sitting in is not free. So thank you all for supporting me as I support you in your journeys. And everything you give to me always comes back to you. Ask the people. You heard me? I'm a man of the people. It's been proven. Anyways, may I also acknowledge Ahmed, who just became a member at thesassin.com. That's TheSasn.com. Shout out to Brian. I had the pleasure of meeting at the Book of Dark Truth Summit. He writes Peace of the Saints. Shout out to Elijah. He writes, got the black box inspired from the call. I appreciate you. And for those of you who haven't gotten the black box, you can just type in the black box on Amazon, get it on Prime, and it's rated 5 stars. Where do you see a book rated 5 stars? It's crazy. And may I also acknowledge William, supporting by Cash App. Shout out to Julius. He writes, Peace to the Saints. I do videography and edit. How do I apply? Email jason@marquettism.com and send us in, maybe if you have a link to anything you've done, and we will reply to you and give you a short clip to say, hey, cook us up an edit of this amount of time, and we want to see what you do, and then we'll go from there. Shout out to Austin. He comes in via Cash App with his question on Patreon. He writes, Peace to the Saints. Thank you for hosting the Book of Dark Truth Summit. Had a great time with the Saints. It was a very beautiful, eventful weekend. Also, shout out to Irvin for that suit game. Yeah, Irvin's suit game. His shoe game is what got me, though. The shoe game is monstrous. And also, the brother is just, I like Irvin because he seems like a gentle soul, but he's also a savage. When we go out on those runs, like you're not about to beat Irvin in a run. And I like that. I love to see things like that. Shout out to Nicaragua Saint. He writes, is the road to success lonely? How do you cope? Bruh, listen to me. Being broke is the loneliest, shittiest thing on earth. To me, you heard me? I'd rather be wealthy than be broke. You see, anywhere on that mountain, at the bottom of the mountain, when you're going up the mountain and at the top of the mountain, there can be people there or there can be no people there. It's up to you. There can be people there and there can be no people there. What do you mean, Marquette? You see a homeless person, you ever notice they're grouped together? I used to hustle on Skid Row when I was in my teenage years. There's an infinite number of homeless people there. So the fact of the matter is, no. Poverty's not necessarily lonely, and wealth is not necessarily lonely because there's a lot of people trying to get some shine off of you. You're in the limelight, they want to stand next to you and be there as well. You got money, they think that if they hang out, you might drop a couple coins their way. So it's not about loneliness, okay? It's about how you organize your life as a boss. You dig? How do you cope? Now, you don't cope. And I tell you what, if you had to cope, it's much easier to cope when you got dough versus not having dough. You dig? Shout out to Will, bro. He writes, Peace to the Saints, just paying tuition. And let me tell you guys, if you ask me that question, you need Boss University. Yeah, start with Boss University. That's going to get you thinking like a boss. Don't you even ever consider being less than balling. You heard me? Anything less than that is uncivilized. Shout out to Carter. He writes, if you don't support the work, F you, Peace to the Saints. You feel me? It's like that. It's like that. I saw a guy wrote earlier today. He wrote, Marquette, I'm your biggest fan, but I disagree on this. I was like, whoa. You're not my biggest fan because I know who you are. That's when you say you're the biggest fan, I'd be familiar with you already. So you're lying. You're not an honorable person. Start with the truth. That's the problem. People are out here lying, and that's why I wouldn't subscribe to anyone on YouTube except the big homie and whoever he signs off on. And whoever he signs off on, because we got a lot of frauds and liars out here. Shout out to Tyree. He writes, Peace to Saints. Quet, you a fool. Bruh, sometimes it get like that, man. Sometimes that's just how I'm feeling. By the way, shout out to the ballers. Yeah, that's what we like. Boss talk and ballerism. You dig? Writing writes, Salutations, Saints. I like that robe, looking very Mac-ish. Salute. Oh, and speaking of such, you see, here's the difference between me and these dirtbags on YouTube. This robe, the name The Hefner, I came up with that. And then I passed it off to my young boy, Dimitri, in the Florida Assassin. Shout out to Josiah, the executive there. He produces this robe. He gets paid for this. And when I wear this robe, I'm promoting it for him, and the money goes to him. And this gold thing right here, this is actually sold out. I think the Saint who did this one, Saint Flows, I think he made 17 thou wow. Maybe it was 13 thou wow. I can't remember. It's not my business. But I designed the watch, passed off the design to him, and he made all the money. That's love. No one else is giving love. I give you the knowledge. I teach you how to fish, and then I hand you some fucking fish to sell. Come on, man. Who's doing it like this? Don't ever question who's here for what. Don't ever question that. Them boys is out here to make $1. I'm out here to make a difference. Goddamn, somebody send that to me. They're here to make $1. I'm here to make a difference. Send that to me. I need that quotation. Carrying on. Man, Marquette thinks on the fly better than they can write it down.
You tell her about life, and you started this happen, and you never see her again. Wait.
That got really dark. That got
You
really
can
dark.
get her a nicer meal.
Fresh.
Look, I'm going to rewind this, and this is how dumb the broads are. He just said he forced a broad to have an abortion and then got her McGriddle, which is hilarious, and I personally enjoyed that story. And then the dumb bit, her greatest response was, you can't get her a nicer meal? This shows you the nature of these broads. Idiocy. Oh, my Lord, idiocy. You couldn't get her a nicer meal? He doesn't mention splacking in her raw, you know, exposing her to STIs, getting her pregnant, putting a burden on her, having her take life out of her womb. None of that is important. You got her a McGriddle? You're an asshole. Okay, dumb bill.
What the Hail Mary is? Tell them what it is.
Okay.
Go all the way.
Okay. So the Hail Mary is, for example, right, where like you tell the chick what she wants to hear, and then you have kids later on.
That's evil.
Make her get an abortion.
Damn.
You take her to McDonald's.
Mickey
Get
D's.
a McGriddle.
McGriddles.
And orange juice.
And
sit
the
her down,
OJ.
You tell her about life,
Huh.
and you started this happen, and you never see her again.
Deuces.
Wait.
Deuces.
That got really dark. That got
You
really,
can
really
get her
dark.
a nicer meal.
Fresh. You ever gonna stop self-snitching?
Again.
And in case,
And that is why
whether or not
Abba and Preach have the world's greatest video editor, because that cut right there was priceless. I absolutely love it. It was brilliant. I once had a phenomenal video editor. He was a bit emotional, but a good young man. Phenomenal video editor.
this is a real story, if you keep watching the clip, you'll see that being said, Fresh says it's real. Coconuts in Barbados. Anyways, it's okay. People were like, "Oh, why would
Now that Fresh impression was actually decent. It was actually decent.
you think this?" Because this is who Fresh is. This is thing.
Why is Preach making the face like he's my auntie and somebody just farted at Thanksgiving? And she's like trying to figure out if it was you. She's just looking at you like, was that you, nigga? Like, this is curious.
He's done before. So essentially, this guy gets a girl pregnant, pretends he's gonna be with her,
That's
says,
what's
"Listen, I want babies with you, but it's just not the right time."
It's not
so
the
the
right
girl's so
time.
in love, she's like, "All right, I'll get rid of this kid that I do want, that you put inside of me." But
This motherfucker is a simp if I've ever heard one. Hey, shout out to my savages, because every savage watching this, I don't care if you're a white savage, you're a black savage, you're a Latino savage, you're an Asian savage. Every savage watching right now is watching this thinking like, yeah, I've done that before. I've done that before. Yes, indeed, I've done it. Not me, though. Not me. Just these other guys. I mean, I came from the ghetto. And if I've made it to this age with 0 kids, God damn it, that's a miracle. That's a miracle. It really is.
to be with you, I'll get rid of it, and then we'll have kids together in the future when it's going to be the right time. And then he dumps her after she got the abortion. Does this seem like the kind of person who's trustworthy and responsible? I'm asking. According to Fresh himself, he's not.
Damn. Shout out to Kelly Banegas. Banegas. She writes, "Peace of the Saints. I just wanted to know what's your opinion in regards to the reputation of Walter on that podcast. Is he a true red pill man?" This is a very good question. So, number one, I'm not a red pillar at all. I think the red pill is complete rubbish and silliness. And in fact, I'm drug free. #no pill. So I don't know what red pill actually is. In my opinion, I estimate it to be just a collection of nerds who do nothing in real life, and they use this as a concept to represent speaking the truth, a truth which they never take action on. So it's silliness. Where's the headquarters for the red pill? There isn't one. Who's the leader of red pill? Nobody knows. What happens to you if you disrespect the red pill? Nothing at all. What does the red pill accomplish? Not a damn thing. So it's just pure silliness. I take a shit on the red pill and then piss on it after that. That's just me though. Anyways, yeah, fuck the red pill because nobody's going to do anything because it's a fake little grouping. But mind you, watch your mouth when you speak up on the assassin. You dig? Now, furthermore, what's his reputation on the podcast? I don't think it matters. I think that they're there to get their bread, and they are for sure getting their bread. I did hear Myron mention he has $6 million in net worth. Shout out to him, mostly in real estate. That's a cool way to move. And I trust that Fresh isn't doing bad. I was considering getting the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, particularly because I like those tailgate seats. They pop out of the rear of the automobile. I ended up not getting it for a number of reasons. But the Cullinan is going to run you, on the low side, 400,000. He also has a Lambo truck, which I've been in. And so, just in terms of cars, he probably has about a million in cars. And so I'm assuming he got a little bit of cash as well, got some real estate. So I think he's doing well. And at the end of the day, you got to figure out what is someone's driving force. What are they actually about? Look at my boy's wrist. Now, I got some footage maybe I'll show, but, his wrist is crazy. The neck is crazy. Got them diamonds dancing like Michael Jackson. So if that's the goal, none of this stuff matters. Like, reputation doesn't matter online because we're dealing with a bunch of males and females who have no integrity. So it doesn't matter if you're real. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what you've done in the real world. If you can make people laugh, if you can entertain them, you will carry on successfully. Look at Adam 16. That's the great example of that. There's only one guy on the internet who is what he says he is, who was somebody before he came on the internet, and who really is a believer in what he says and will kill and die for his beliefs. I ain't gonna name him. Let y'all figure out who that is.
He's a deceptive individual.
Damn,
He'll say
deceptive.
anything to a woman to get her to like him, and then will also lie to her to get himself out of any situation.
I said,
I don't know, bro, but doesn't that sound fair, though? He's deceptive. Aren't the broads deceptive as well? Especially the ones he's dealing with. Aren't they very deceptive? Because I think they are. Yes, I think they are. Do you think that they're showing up, gassing him up and not saying, hey, I'm here for the money, I'm here for the clout? Do you think maybe they come under false pretenses? Oh, I love you. You're so charming. You're so funny. You don't think they come under false pretenses? Like, for example, true story. For the last month, there's been some dumb white broad messaging me on Instagram, and I asked her politely several times, hey, stop messaging me. I am not interested. I don't like to block people. It's just petty. No, I'll get to that level, but I'm like, I don't need to block you. Just stop messaging me, please. It's not necessary. You're a fan. Enjoy the content. Leave me alone. I'm not interested in you. Now, ladies, if you're a good-looking woman with no kids and no psychological issues, then, feel free to bang my line. I'm ready to start dropping seeds. I'm following in Walter's footsteps. But the fact is, she keeps on banging my line, and I knew she was a psychopath because she's telling me about her baby daddy. I'm like, whoa, I don't like single mothers in general, and in particular, I don't like single mothers who talk bad about the guy you let get you pregnant. You're an idiot if you let a guy get you pregnant who you don't respect. You're an idiot. So leave me alone. She keeps messaging and calling. This is strange. Good thing she doesn't have my actual numbers. I blocked the dumb bitch today. But the point is, these hoes are all deceptive. You think she's coming at me for any reason other than the fame and the clout and the money? Probably not, because I told her several times, I don't like you. We've never had a conversation. So why is she still there? It's not like she's like, oh, I've already experienced you and I know I love you. No, you don't know me. Leave me alone. So, yeah, these hoes are deceptive is my point. So I don't blame him for being deceptive when you're dealing with hoes that are dirtbags. When you're dealing with a good person, then yes, be honorable. We have a 3-sentence Bible. Be yourself, be good to yourself, be good to good people. She's not a good person. Treat her according to who she is. She ain't a good person and I ain't Jesus. Settled.
if a girl's on camera with me, she is what? Not my girl. Let's get that in mind.
I feel you,
If
bro.
a girl on camera,
I feel you.
she's not my girl.
I feel you. I feel you. Figaro, 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 Figaro. And one thing I will say is, like, just imagine being a grown-ass man looking at the private conversations between another man and a bitch. Like, come on, bro. That's not honorable. Stop it, please. And you're looking at what he said to the broad with no context, acting as though what he said to the broad you fully understand without context. And if he's running plays, he's running plays. What does that have to do with you? And are we all pretending as though men and women are not running plays constantly? Like, come on, let's not do that. We know plays are being run. Come on, Brody. Listen, there's so many true things that we never discuss. And that's why when people come to me for advice, I tell them what's real. That's why you come to me instead of going to your imam or your pastor or your preacher or your priest or whomever, because they're off of some bullshit, right? They're off some bullshit. If you go to your priest and you say, hey, priest, I'm done selling drugs. It's a terrible thing, but I got this last brick of cocaine. What should I do with it? I owe the guy who gave it to me. You heard me? I got to pay him about 60%. I get to keep 40%, but I don't want to sell dope no more. Your pastor's like, my son, my child, the Lord has commanded you to throw that in the toilet and flush it. Well, that preacher's probably going to get your ass killed, and you're wasting a lot of money. I'll tell you what a saint would do and what a sinner would do. I say, hey, a saint would say, okay, I'm going to get rid of this. I'll probably try to return it to the guy who gave it to me, and I'm all done. Now, depending on what your particular context is and how good you've been at this and how much you feel the feds are on your ass and what your bills look like and what your time to transition, do you have any runway to transition? Well, a sinner might say, okay, you're out of this game. You better be serious about that. Sell this shit as quickly as possible, goddammit, and then transition to something better and never look back, okay? Probably move somewhere new. But I'm never going to tell you to flush a brick of cocaine down the goddamn toilet and get you and your family killed over it. I'm not going to tell you that. That's stupid, all right? Because that's what a priest or a pastor would tell you to do. Your ass going to end up getting killed by the plug. I'm going to tell you, bro, either give it back to the plug or try to sell it as safely as possible. But the priest wouldn't tell you to give it back to the plug because then you're allowing drugs to propagate in the neighborhoods, and that's bad because the Bible said, as I interpret it, right? So that's why people come to me to get the realest shit on earth, okay? So, for example, I want to encourage all of you guys to go get an STI test. Why, Marquette? Why do you want us to get an STD test? Because males don't go to the doctor enough in general. And some of you dirty bastards, I shouldn't say dirty, but some of you bastards, you got all variety of STDs and don't even know it. Yeah, go get tested and stop spraying STDs to your lady, okay? Because I'll tell you the truth about you guys. Human beings, that is. You guys only use condoms when you're sleeping with prostitutes. Yeah, that's what most of you guys are actually doing in real life. Only when you deal with prostitutes do you use condoms, most of you. When you're sleeping with your old lady, you never use a condom. You guys are relying on the pull-out method. Don't try to lie to me. I know what the truth is, okay? Go get a goddamn STD check. Anyways, that's a public service announcement. I'm helping the people. I've just saved lives. Because, listen, it's a dirty world out here, man.
On the internet. I learned from experience. That's all I'm gonna say.
I love her. No, I don't. Let me pick.
When I see
Man, shout out to him. He's a stronger man than me. Shit, I will not be saying that on camera, especially not in that particular way. Yes, I don't think you'll get me saying that. Anyways, shout out to Sean. He just got the Black Box on audiobook, and you will enjoy it. Not only does the book itself read like a movie, but when you hear it, you get to really hear those Los Angeles accents, the voice of a gang member, you know, the voice of all of these different characters. So you will appreciate that.
say Fresh is not credible and he's a dishonest person, this is what I mean. Is this red pill? To nut inside of a bunch of women, get them pregnant, and hope you can use deception to get them abortions?
The nuclear family is the backbone to any thriving society.
I don't know if it's red pill, but it damn sure is ruthless, goddammit. I will sign off on that part. It's extraordinarily ruthless.
Is it part of the nuclear family to nut?
Oh, yeah, and you know what? If you're wondering, well, what is Abba and Preach doing? Not only are they making content and making money on the ad replay, but they're also attempting to destroy the Fresh and Fit brand, which is to say to cut off their cash cow. Now, where I'm from, and this is not only true among the ghetto blacks and the Latinos and whoever else is in the ghetto, this is also true of the white men in corporate. This is also true of the politicians. You start playing with a man's money, they will kill you in real life. A man, you play with his money or you cut his money machine off, he will kill you. Now, there's some suckers you can play with their money and it's all fine and dandy. I just want to make a public service announcement. You play with my money or you disrespect me, I won't take it as internet stuff. When I actually see you, I actually will want to knock you out in real life. It's not just content to me. If you play with my money, if you play with my reputation, I will actually try to hurt you. And if I'm in an environment where I could cut your lights off for good, I will get those lights cut off. That is my promise to all of you. Don't play with me. I'm not like these internet nerds. You heard me? Anytime you ever heard of me seeing my enemy in person, you would have heard of me socking them the fuck out or making them bow down. You will never see me act nice. That's not how I was raised, okay? So don't play with me, you internet nerds.
Nutting beside a bunch of women that you don't actually want to be with and get them pregnant and hope they get abortions? Is this how you father families and don't create single-parent households?
You know, the thing is, all this time, people and them, they've been saying that we're not red pill, even though we never claim that we are. And we're not. But neither are you.
Facts.
I don't know why it matters. I don't know who cares who is or who isn't red pill. It's fake. No one's ever gotten a benefit in their life from being red pill. No one's ever, if anyone can tell me, Marquette, I'm red pill and I receive this thing that you can put in my hand as a result of being red pill. Whereas you can find people who are on this stream right now and they can say that I mess with that ism. I follow and I'm a participant in the Assassin as a member. and I have $8,000 U.S. currency greenbacks that I've received as a result of being within the Assassin and benefiting from selling my products to other people within our real community. That's a major difference. Big difference. We can count it in dollars.
Facts.
Neither are you.
What is more beta than coming inside of women that y'all claim are sex workers and getting them pregnant and risking all your financial future? What is more beta than having an online beef with somebody?
Now that's something that requires some real interpretation, because I don't know that you could call it beta when you're spreading your own seed. I mean, that is very much so what men should want to do, is spread your own seed. Now, when you get fleeced for the money on the back end, then, yeah, you've taken an L. So spreading your seed, well, I'd say that's quite masculine and dominant. Getting fleeced for the money, that's the weak part. So I don't know that you can put it as simply as he did in terms of being beta. I also don't find either of these guys to be very masculine at all. I feel like I could probably choke both of them out and bring them quite close to death, and and then after that tell them, haha, just kidding, and they just be like, oh, okay, cool.
And then putting
But that doesn't make them unique. I think I could do that to like most of the internet. Carrying on
monkey suits and then losing millions of dollars because you want to be an idiot on camera. All you guys do is take L's. Again! Every time you guys get a chance, you embarrass yourself. And I know your fan base knows it because they're eviscerating you in the comments, and they look at you guys like clowns.
See, here's a problem. We're dealing with a bunch of phony people. We're in clown land. They still got a bunch of subscribers. I haven't checked, but I'm guessing they still got millions of subscribers. I'm guessing if they go live tonight, there's still going to be 6,000 plus people watching. You heard me? I'm guessing that their show is still going to get views and still going to get super chats, and they still going to get paid. So none of this really matters, okay? So stop it. Stop it.
Oh, it's not really a fan base. Sometimes you're watching things because it's entertaining, not because you like it.
Yeah.
Or you like.
Wait, that was stupid. No. That was stupid. He said sometimes you watch things because it's entertaining, not because you like it. No, if it's entertaining you, then you do like it. So I don't know this motherfucker didn't hit the nose candy before he started this podcast, but that was stupid. Now, Preach, you don't say much, okay? You don't say much. So if you're going to wait and then slide your comments in every now and then, you got time to think. Use that think time and say some shit that's sensible, because that was legitimately stupid, okay? Carrying on. Now, I'm not saying he's a dumb man. I'm just saying that that was a stupid comment. And hey, at the end of the day, sometimes we all say stupid things.
What's going on or anything like that.
I don't know how you guys take this movement seriously. If you want to take it seriously, take it seriously. Their whole like destroying stream, they brought up her ID, they said all this other stuff. They provide no proof. Nothing really tangible. And they never address any of the lies they told their own fans. They don't address the
Okay, see, this is if you went to the Book of Dark Truth Summit, you're watching this and there's like a bright light going off. If you went to the Book of Dark Truth Summit, there's a bright light going off as you listen to these guys and you understand what they are doing and why they are doing it and how they are doing it. You understand it perfectly. And I'm not going to elaborate for anyone else.
The fact that Fresh did pay for that gift, even though he told fans they're stupid.
Half of it.
There are literal receipts that show Fresh paid for it.
The Chinese escort, because I'm about to get Fresh on this one too. So Fresh, you gave an extremely expensive Von Cleef bracelet, which are worth up to $30K, to a Chinese escort you just met.
Damn.
Now, Fresh, you claim that you didn't give her the gift. That's what you claim.
Show me the proof.
But the escort says that you did.
No, he didn't. Number one, he didn't buy the bracelet for her.
Here's where you're wrong.
Damn.
One, she's on an escort, and two, I got
Damn.
my bracelet. So,
Damn.
what you trying to say, bro?
Damn.
Where's your proof? You have no proof.
Damn. Man, I wish. Let me use a motherfucking. I need a goddamn sound effect right now. Bowler alert. No, not that
Shout
one.
out
No,
to the
fuck that.
bowlers.
Fuck that.
Bowling.
No. There was some shit like that. I need a sound effect right now. Woo, that was crazy. Now there's layers to this. There's layers, okay? Layer number one. The dude who called in, like, Fresh, I've been using my valuable time to find out what you're doing in your personal life, to find out where you're putting your meat, and also to find out if you're financing these floozies. I am the dick police, and I would like to police you and point out that your ass has been tricking on these hoes, specifically to the tune of $15,000. Like, first off, my nigga, shit, you got hella time, because I don't even have time to do this shit that's relevant to my own life and my own businesses. So that shout out to this motherfucker, because My day only has 24 hours. This motherfucker's day has 8,000 hours because he got time to do completely unnecessary shit. It's amazing. Now that's evil. That's the devil's work right there. They say it. The idle hand does the devil's work, and that's sheer evil right there. Listen to me. Fucking shout out to these people who got infinite amounts of spare time. There's no way in hell I'm going to use my spare time to figure out where this young brother is putting his meat. I don't give a shit. That's just me though. But moreover, it provides for our entertainment. So shout out to Brody. He didn't call it in like, fresh. Actually, I figured this out. Like, God damn, that's amazing. Nigga had energy and all that. I only know hoes that have research skills that good. This man must have been in a bisexual relationship with Fresh, because there's no way in hell another heterosexual man is that concerned with what you're doing with your meat and your discretionary income. Is crazy. Do I condone what he's doing with his meat and his discretionary income? Absolutely not. But am I about to call this nigga like I'm his stepdaddy and start reading him the riot act live? No, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't give a shit. Okay, that's just me though. And shout out to 1090 Jake, the motherfucker who be looking up other niggas snitching paperwork. I don't give a fuck if they snitch. If they ain't snitched on me, I'm not gonna do business with them. I'm not gonna be friends with them. I hope they walk in front of a bus when they ain't paying attention. But I ain't gonna take out my time to do this shit. Now he's getting paid. If you're not getting paid like 1090 Jake to find out paperwork on other motherfuckers, you probably need something better to do with your time. That's just what the big homie is telling you. Okay, it's love. It's love. Now this shit is crazy. I got to rewind it because it's insane. Okay. Wow. Wow. This is brazy. Ooh-wee, this is brazy. And you know what's funny as hell to me? I ain't gonna lie to you. I find it hilarious when a motherfucker look dead in the camera and tell a bald-faced lie. And she's not an escort. And you're like, 1 week later, she's an escort. Like, goddamn, bro. Like, hold on, man. Like, you got to space your lies out a little bit more. Give motherfuckers time to forget. Don't say the lies when it's being recorded. Goddamn. That was terrible. Here we go.
Extremely expensive Von Cleef bracelet, which are...
Wait, let me rewind. And this whole world to me is wild.
He told fans they're stupid.
Half
like
it.
that.
Half it.
They are literal receipts that show Fresh paid for.
What did this motherfucker Preach got in his S&M leather titty holster? What is in that titty holster? He got a little case right here. This motherfucker got a pack of Now and Laters in that case. He got 4 Mentos in that case. This nigga got a lighter and a motherfucking vape in there. What is in that goddamn case?
For the Chinese court, because I'm about to get Fresh on this one too. So Fresh, you gave an extremely...
Shout out to this nigga right here. He done called in feeling like the most important nigga in Gotham. He called in like, I'm about to get Fresh on this one too. It's Inspector Gadget. I know, like, bruh, shut the fuck up. Yo, man, this shit is crazy, bro. This nigga, I'm about to get Fresh on this one too. Yeah, I gotta rewind it because I love this motherfucker right here. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. Nerds be funny as shit to me. Nerds are funny as shit to me.
Seats that show Fresh paid for.
The Chinese court, because I'm about to get Fresh on this one too. So Fresh.
His cadence sped up too. Like, yeah, wait for it. I got this shit right here.
You gave an extremely expensive Von Cleef bracelet, which are worth up.
Now, Von Cleef, I think I may have seen this store in my many travels, but I'm not familiar with this. And I'm always happy when I'm not familiar with this expensive rubbish. I'm always happy because I'm probably saving money, by not being aware of it. You hear me? When I learn about these designer brands, it's usually from my assistant or one of my broads or something like that. And I'm always in my head, I always get annoyed and disgusted when they know about it, because I'd be like, you don't have $1 million. Like, why do you need to know about this? Like, why would you spend like $30,000 on a bag? Like, where do you learn about this shit? But chicks will really get magazines and learn about things they can't afford so they can get you who can afford it. It's disgusting. It's a sick world we live in, ladies and saints. Really is. Shout out to Amber Reed, who just supported it. She used the tip feature in the description. Carrying on. Wait, hold on. Look at Fresh's face. This motherfucker starts smiling. That shit look kind of guilty. He look like, oh shit, this nigga coming for me.
To a Chinese escort you just met.
Damn.
Now, Fresh, you claim that you didn't give her the gift. That's what you claim.
Show me the proof.
But the
And they said, show me the proof.
court says that you did.
No, he didn't. Number one, he didn't buy the bracelet for her.
Here's where you're wrong. One, she's not an escort, and two,
they said, one, she's not an escort. Now, that'd be a hell of an edit if somebody can take that part where he says, one, she's not an escort. Like, matter of fact, if you are watching and you're a video editor, I want you to send this clip to Marquette Devon Burton. This clip where his nigga Fresh is like, one, she's not an escort. I want you to chop that. And then the other part where Myron is on there like, she's an escort and explaining, I want you to chop that. and like where he's giving the evidence, chop that. Make sure the whole joint is within a minute. That shit is funny. I'm not gonna lie. Love to the gentleman, but that shit is funny. Carrying on.
I didn't buy a bracelet. So what are you trying?
Now this right here where it says invoice. Let me take a look at this real quick because I've had a number of these types of invoices from luxury stores. Let me take a look and see if it makes sense. Okay, no, I must concede. It doesn't make sense because there's no logical reason that there would be two names on this invoice. And I'll tell you why. Generally, when you're buying from these ultra luxury brands, Hermes, etc., which I have done before many times, you have an account. You have a personal account that's under your individual name. And if you make a purchase, it has to be exclusively under your name. Why? Because in certain stores like Rolex or Hermes, if you buy you do a certain number of dollars of business or you buy certain products, they'll call you up and say, hey, we got something exclusive that's coming up. We're only releasing this to like 5 of our customers in this locality or 5 of our customers that, you know, shop at this store. You're one of them. Because like with Hermes, they have certain bags that'll come out that you literally can't buy. You could have all the money in the world, but you just can't buy it unless you've already done business with them. So anyone who's making a purchase at Hermes, Rolex, etc., Goyard, etc., you have your own account. And because you have your own individual account and the purchase goes to your account exclusively, you're never going to have two names on the bill. Furthermore, and this is true with Hermes in particular, and I know because I've shopped at the Hermes store in Vietnam, I've shopped at the Hermes store in various places in Monaco, etc. No, that wasn't that was Goyard in Monaco. Let me not confuse this shit. But anyways, the point is this: I remember having a conversation with Hermes, and I said, "Hey, my assistant, can I have her name on as well?" They said no. They said no. Even if you're
The
married.
DCK police is hilarious. Marquit, you're a great PTTS.
I appreciate that. This is a true story. In a conversation with Hermes, I said, hey, can I have my assistant's name on here also? Because imagine you're my assistant, you work for me. You're like, damn, like Quet can spend like $100,000 at Hermes, and then I can use his spend to get like some things that I want that are more within my budget. You know, some of the exclusive like slides or slip-in shoes or some of their lower cost purses. And, you know, she can be able to buy those and then resell it at a profit. I'm not going to buy this shit and resell it because I don't know anything about it. And I don't give a shit about it. So anyways, I said, can I put my assistant on here? They're like, no. I said, could I put a wife on here? They're like, no. Why? Because they've had situations where a couple will divorce and then the wife is trying to use that credit that was built up. So they don't even do that. So this is bullshit. I don't believe this receipt at all based on that. Let me look at it again. Yeah, so everything else on there could be legit, but just the fact that there's two names is bullshit. And then the second piece being that they're not married and there's still two names additionally seems like bullshit. Carrying on.
Trying to say, bro. Where's your proof? You have no proof.
Fresh, you're lying. Bro, you're fresh. You're fresh. You're a trick, bro. You're lying.
Damn.
Everyone sees it.
Damn.
All ones in the chat, bro.
Damn.
So put that on me just because you want to say, oh, Fresh is a simp. Wrong.
So you didn't buy it?
Fresh. So can you?
No.
You're just trying to say that he bought the bracelet. He didn't buy the bracelet. And you're saying, oh, Fresh bought her a Van Cleef bracelet.
Now this invoice is completely ludicrous. I don't believe this shit at all. I don't believe the invoice. Now, does that mean it's true or untrue? It could be 100% true. I just don't believe that this is the real invoice, is what I'm saying. Also, it looks pixelated. That's kind of weird.
You have no proof of this.
None.
No, it's not true. He paid half and I paid half. Like I said, how much? Around 30K. Well.
Wow, like that's some tacky shit right there. That's some tacky shit, and I ain't paying shit. I ain't giving a bitch a squirt of piss.
First, I still have the conversation. I told him, what's the issue if you tell everyone you bought me the bracelet? Like, why can't you tell everyone? Why can't you speak the truth? Like, why are you like pretending it, like hiding it? But then he was like, don't say it. He just told me to shut up.
Bitch, that's some good advice. Shut the fuck up. I agree. Putting people personal business out there. She fucking the bag up, you dig? And let me tell you how you know she's truly a dirtbag, because she has already resigned herself to the idea that she'll never be with him ever. So she's willing to have his baby and financially obligate him for 18 years and then have the responsibility of a lifetime for the child. But she's already relinquished the idea that they would be parenting together at any point. She's given up on the idea that they would ever be in a relationship. If you've ever been with a woman who's loved you, now some of you motherfuckers might not have experienced this. this. I've experienced it more than my fair share. You dig? A woman who loves you is always going to hold back and hold off on going nuclear on your ass because she always has some sympathy and some favor for you. You dig? And so she's always trying to hold off on the possibility that you might get back together because she loves you. You're the ultimate for her. And this is before you even put a seed in her. So this is a ruthless, heartless little dirtbag right here, boy, because she just blasting him out with no intention of ever being in a relationship. True evil.
If Fresh says it's not his baby or she's not pregnant, then just demand a DNA test. Why don't you go do that? There's a reason why you're not going to do it. The reason why you're not going to do it is because you know it's your kid. All these people saying, oh, Fresh is impotent. He can't have kids.
Damn.
Well, according to this, he's had other abortions before.
Damn.
They claim that she's a worker. Okay? I don't care.
I don't know how other people would know that Fresh is or is not impotent. That's a terrible thing. I mean, sure, it has its benefits, obviously, but that's terrible. And I find it strange that the fans become so damn effeminate that they're involved in like weird shit. Like, Fresh can't have kids. I know for sure. Oh, did he nut in your butthole? Like, what do you mean you know for sure? Stop being weird, bro. Shout out to Vernell supporting the work via Cash App. Writes Peace to the Saints Tuition. One of the mods, go ahead, one of the ones with the wrench, go ahead and drop the cash tag and the PayPal in there for the folks to support the work. Bryant writes Peace to the Saints. When 1 week from now, I got you covered. And shout out to Kate. He writes, time for Sassenwood to create some new blockbusters. Bruh, I might have to, man. And low key, I was kind of getting inspired by Dubrava and the way she was talking. So, you know, we might have to create some movies. It is necessary.
I said in the first video, she claims she's not, and you claim she's not. So that's what I'm going based off of. All three of y'all said this girl comes from a rich family and all this stuff. And what did I say? To date, there's no actual proof that she does any of that kind of work. Now, whether or not you want to believe that is up to everyone at home. Listen, I don't know this girl. I don't know Fresh either. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know their whole history. There's very high
He like, I don't know Fresh, but I am willing to say any and everything about him. Well, let me tell you guys who don't know me, don't say shit about me because I will really hurt you and I hold a grudge to my dying day. I will never forgive and I will kill everything. Actually, carrying on.
possibility that these people have done shady things in the past, so I have no way of knowing. The only people who said they knew her are y'all.
A question for you, bro. What proof do you have that she's an escort? This girl comes from a rich-ass family.
Yeah, bro.
You know how difficult it is to get a
nigga Fresh
visa
said, yeah,
as a
bro.
Chinese national
Hey, hold on.
come to the United States?
The nigga Fresh said, yeah, bro. Let me rewind. That shit did not sound convincing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Nigga Fresh said, yeah, bro. Hold on.
A question for you, bro. What proof do you have that she's an escort? This girl comes from a rich-ass family.
Yeah, bro.
You know how difficult it is to
Yeah,
get a
bro.
fucking visa?
Hey, Byron's not lying. It's not easy to get a visa in general. In general, it's not easy to get a visa to the United States. So he ain't lying. Let me acknowledge some of the folks supporting the work via Super Chat, if they didn't pop up on screen already. May I acknowledge... Shout out to Professor Dottie. Okay, all right. Shout out to Mr. Thompson, writes Peace of the Saints. Shout out to Jay. He writes, these super thoughts about to fly away with those wings on their eyelids. Bro, I agree. Shout out to Major Minded Soul supporting the work. May I also acknowledge Carlos. He writes, Peace of the Saints. This is LES. I remembered. This is LES. I am now an official saint. The Book of Dark Truth Summit was 100% worth it. Thank you for all the work you do. And I truly, it truly goes underappreciated. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And shout out to the real ones. Man, also, and to me, like the fact that I get to meet guys and build real relationships and know their face. And like, honestly, before I met him, I thought his name was pronounced Elias. And then I met him, LES. Okay, I will remember. You matter. And that's the meaning of community. You know, when people are familiar with you, they'll go out on a limb for you. They'll support you. And I want to encourage all of you guys to be in greater community. Shout out to Open Up supporting the work. Also, Truckin' Dude supporting. Shout out to Skinny Boy 20 Boy supporting as well. Also, shout out to Steam Rollin' carrying on. Good to see you, Steam Rollin'. It's been a little while.
As a Chinese national to come to the United States as often as she does, she comes from a very wealthy family, bro.
Here's where you're wrong. One, she's on the court. And two, I didn't buy a bracelet.
Fresh, why are you even addressing this? Live your life. You're not doing anything a person in your shoes wouldn't do. You're living the dream, and people gonna hate as long as you.
Hold on, buddy. Like whoever, it sounds like he's reading a super chat. Nah. We're not about to excuse what was done. Nah. Listen, that's the problem with your churches and your preachers. That's the problem with people who don't have principles. You see, if I do something wrong, it's okay for me to acknowledge that it is wrong. Huh? Yeah. There's sometimes I deal with chicks. Too thick. Look good in the jeans. Got me hypnotized. I think it's the African genetics. Smashed her, and then I was like, you know what? I got to dash her. She's too thick. Can't do it again. Had to do it the first time. Can't. That was wrong. Shouldn't have done it in the first place. That was wrong. I can tell you it's wrong, even though it's something that I've done. I'm not going to lie and say it was a good thing. Well, it was good. But after I was finished, I was like, why did I do that? So the point is, you're not an honest, principled person that pretend as though something is right because you did it. Just because you did it, it's right. That is disgusting. That's what our political class does. Don't do that. It's okay to acknowledge where you're wrong. That's called being honest and honorable. Furthermore, that's the problem with fans. They lie and excuse everything. That's why I don't believe your religious books. Your Bible and your Quran, especially the Bible, because there's 39 versions of this shit. I know people lie. When they like someone, they lie. You just heard someone write a super chat and say, it's okay. Other rich guys do it. It's okay. Nah, it's not okay. And I don't care who's doing it. All right? If I got a kid out of school and everybody is starting to guzzle Skittles, that doesn't mean you need to guzzle Skittles. It's not okay because everyone's doing it. Huh? Come on now.
You know you do right by your people, and with God you're good.
The problem is,
very
bro,
true.
is that
It's because they brought her into
yeah. You can roast
Normally he wouldn't give.
Yeah, dude, you can roast me all day. I really don't care. But when you bring her family and her into this, is weird, bro. It's like really weird. Like, and she's cool. She's cool. Just like, bro, why?
Cool.
Because you want to hate on me? Come on, man. This is why I don't do vlogs anymore with girls. This is the reason why.
Yeah.
Because they make them look crazy.
Let me make a prophecy. Marquette Devon Burton shall prophesy. I prophesy that Fresh will be back doing blogs with females within a year and a half.
Yeah. And this is honestly, like, it's funny because we gave y'all an IRL, right? Showing a little bit of our life.
Yeah.
And then
my nigga say, we gave y'all IRL. This nigga is talking in internet text language. God damn, what does it come to? He's talking in internet text language. There's a certain person in the live chat. If you ever become not engaged or not married, shoot me a DM. I want to be aware. Okay? You know who you are. Carrying on.
And it like now it's like, and you guys wonder why like we're reluctant to like show you guys stuff that we do behind the scenes. It's because,
bro, you're not reluctant. See, now y'all lying. Like y'all internet motherfuckers. You guys want to show everything. Now you're lying. But carry on though. Tell me more lies.
People gotta
tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
Be weird, bro. Like they always got to be.
Yeah, they do. But the reason you guys don't do it is because you guys are fraudsters. And if you really show what happens behind the curtain, they're going to see that you don't live the lifestyle that you proclaim.
Damn.
And Fresh, this is evidence of that. Because whether this girl's an ex-worker or not really has no importance to me. But it has an importance to your movement and the things that you guys profess. These are the exact kind of.
And when you hear people like this who are preaching, you have to ask yourself, okay, so why are you so serious about this? Like, what does it matter to you? Really, what does it matter to you? Are you trying to save the people? Are you trying to benefit people? Is that what you're really about? Where's the evidence of that? Beyond you making this video, where's the evidence of that? There never is any evidence. Any of these people on the internet who want to help people, you say, oh, okay, well, before you started preaching on the internet, what's the evidence of you helping people? There isn't any. Marquette, well, what's the evidence of you helping people? Oh, okay, well, you can track back all the way to when I was 16, but let's not go that far. Let's just go to the first thing I did when I came out of university. I went into Teach for America, taught all black kids and like a couple Latinos, all black kids impoverished in Baltimore, Maryland. Did that while taking a degree full time. Then I started a nonprofit focusing on helping impoverished black families very successfully. That I was recruited to another nonprofit, raised millions of dollars from Bloomberg of New York, continued doing the work, and I can go on and on and on. That was before YouTube. That's actually being on the ground helping people. So you can see a consistent thing throughout life. That's what I'm about. The actions are there. All these other people, it's lip service. Shout out to Joshua supporting the work via PayPal. You guys could tell who's real and fake, but let me tell you what the reason is that fake people can survive on YouTube. Fake people can survive on YouTube because they are a representation of the viewers. The viewers are fucking fake too. The real follow the real, the fake follow the fake, but there's more fake than there is real. That's all there is to that. Let's be truthful here. Shout out to Cole supporting the work. Writes peace to the saints. Come on now.
Kind of women that you tell all the men to, if she is what you say she is. This is the exact kind of woman you tell every guy to avoid. When you went on the H3 podcast, you said you have to sleep with 50 women or more. Why? So you can discern female nature. So you can spot a good one from a bad one.
What guys have to do is kind of go in and understand how women operate in today's day and age. And I think a good way to do that is obviously to have experience so that you're not getting into a relationship or a situation.
Now, this I do not agree with at all. Number one, shout out to Jonathan, who was at the Book of Dark Truth Summit. And guys like Jonathan, my young guys, I'm always really proud to have them exposed to certain types of truth and experiences early, because I know they're going to mature more rapidly. They're going to be able to outmaneuver their peers very easily. And so I really relish those situations. It's just nothing like it. And I want you guys to remember, when you are a mature man, you're not focused on becoming a millionaire. You're focused on making millionaires. It's your opportunity to give back when you have something. You have knowledge. You have experience. You have financial foundation. Now you can give back. Anyways, yeah, what was Brody saying? I think I said something. Oh, yeah, he said that, you need to go out, have sex with 50 floozies just to get your sea legs, Nah, I don't agree with that. A man should get some experience in general, but the truth is that when you lay down with low women, you lose something to them. They are broken. You lose something to them. And the fact of the matter is that when you deal with low women and low people, you put yourself at great risk. So to sleep with 50 women, undoubtedly a significant portion, probably the greater portion, will be low women who are unworthy of you. And in as much as that is the case, you will suffer every time you deal with them. Promise you. And it might not show up immediately, but at some point it will pop up. Whether it pops up as an STD, or it pops up as a baby, or it pops up as her brother wanting to beat you up, or her baby daddy wanting to, have a conflict with you, whatever it is, it'll come from somewhere, or her causing you to have, financial issues, or whatever the case is, her calling the police on you. There's a multitude of things. So you don't want to lay down with low women. You want to avoid it.
Situation with a woman and you're not aware of her nature and you don't know how to deal with it.
Fresh has supposedly had 1,000 bodies.
Pretty successful ladies. We're both triple digit notch count. He's in the quadruples.
So my honest to God truth body count, bro. No cap. You ready for it? It's over 1,000. I'm dead serious. I remember.
As I said, their video editor is a legend. And the video editor is a legend. That's all you can say about that. Oh God.
I told you, right? I told you about in Barbados when. So basically, guys, I'm gonna break it down for you, right?
And you can't tell a good one from a bad one.
Oh man.
Doesn't this just make you look like you have zero credibility?
Now, one thing I must concede is that they did put together some quite phenomenal logic. The suggestion from the Fresh and Fit side was that if you lay down with 50 slores, then you'll understand slore nature and you can thereby protect yourself. However, it would appear that one of these slores got over on him. So in as much as that is the case, then for sure that theory in this instance did not work. However, we must know that there are those things that are truly scientific and they're correct 100% of the time. And then there are those other things that are not quite science, but rather they are social science. And where one is dealing with social science, you're dealing with probability, likelihood, generalizations. And so on the face of it, it seemed correct. That's called a specious argument. And so that rebuttal that Alba and Preach just put together, like if you're not learned, you're like, oh, boom. But if you're learned, you have a bit more of a sophisticated lens and you say, okay, well, in that instance, it didn't work, but maybe it's not a rule, maybe it's a generalization, maybe it's a general principle or a piece of guidance that works most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. But I'll tell you this, I I just don't think it's a good idea in general. So carrying on.
How do you get a wife, Ethan? Because my thing is like you're like you're talking about the finish line. What about the race?
Yeah.
You understand? Like you have to get to a
Are either of
certain
you married?
point where you can even identify a female that's worthy of marriage, of having a family with, etc. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, it's not that simple anymore. So we live in a very complex world where it's difficult to identify women that are marriage material. A lot of guys don't have that ability.
One thing I will say is this is correct. People in our society wear masks, and undoubtedly women wear masks. During the Book of Dark Truth Summit, one of the things we discussed is why you might meet a woman and think that you have a chance upon that initial meeting. And then we dug into the psychology behind that. The driving force is female culture and what you can do, how you can figure out where you stand, how you can convert better based on your desired outcome. We went through all that during the Book of Dark Truth. So there's no doubt in that, yeah, hard to tell what's going on.
To find a woman that's worthy.
You don't have that ability.
Damn.
That ability?
Damn. The little creepy dude. Had a little fat creepy dude. This motherfucker looked like a Super Mario Brother actor. Did you guys see the Super Mario Brothers movie? It was actually quite decent. At least it felt that way when I was 11 years old. But the Super Mario Brothers movie, this motherfucker looked like a fat, little, short, fat, ugly, dirty plumber who just immigrated into New York illegally. The
You're not married.
He good with his hands though.
That's by choice.
But no, the ability to find a woman.
Yeah, like this is the cleanest I've ever seen this degenerate look. This is the cleanest I've ever seen him look, and he still looks dirty. He still looks like he did not wash his armpits. This is the only motherfucker that gets in the shower and just does not wash his fucking armpits. This motherfucker right here. Disgusting.
And you clearly don't have that ability.
I wonder how many more times they're gonna make this mistake.
Again!
And
again!
And
again!
And see, one thing that I'm gonna stop doing is smiling too hard in pictures.
And you clearly don't have that ability.
Let me see.
I wonder how many more times they're gonna make this mistake.
Damn.
Again!
And
damn.
Again!
And
damn. So like this shit right here, I'm gonna try my best not to end up like this. Because I've seen a few pictures, like one or two photos where I'm like, damn, Quet, you look too happy. Like, nigga, don't ever get that happy again when a camera's out. Don't you ever get that happy. Like, Quet, you look too happy. I don't like looking that happy in pictures. The funny thing is for maybe the first 20 years of my life, I didn't smile in any pictures really, unless it was my football picture and everybody was like, all right, Ice Grill, everybody put your mean mug on. And then I was like, nah, I got to smile. Fuck everybody. I'm fucking this picture up. I don't know why. Sometimes you just feel evil, unfortunately. But as I matured, I stopped doing stupid shit like that. But the point is, for the first 20 years of my life, I pretty much didn't smile at all. I was not raised to smile. And so then I started smiling eventually, and every now and then you see a photo you're with a chick, you're like, nah, bro, you look too happy right there. Nah, stay in the zone, man. This right here, this shit, nah, this is out. This photo right here just represents so many things that are bad. Oh, and then Abba got his face on the side of it making faces. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That sucks. No. When I first saw you, I knew you were the love of my life. What kind of imbecile thinks that? Who thinks that in real life? I've seen a chick and been like, oh my God. Like in my head, I never make the face. You hear me? That's the key, brothers. My brothers. This is the key. When you see a chick that's turbo bad, you know what face? I had a poker face on these hoes in a real way. Yeah, I see a chick that's turbo bad, but I have a poker face on. Now, in my head, I might be thinking, oh, Lord Jesus, did y'all see that? Oh, Lord. I might be thinking that in my head, but poker face. My face says, bitch, you ain't shit. But here's the thing. I've never seen a chick in my actual brain thought, oh, I'm in love with you. I know you're the one. No. I might see a woman and be like, damn, she's sturdy as fuck. Like, baby girl is sturdy. You heard me? She's 6'1". Yeah, 6'1", solid. Nice curves on her, healthy hair. Oh, she's sturdy. I drop some seeds in here. They're going to be real thoroughbreds, man. She popping stallions. This is the stallion factory. Yeah, this is a good place to go raw. That's fertile soil. I might see her and think that, but I don't think, oh, I love you. I fell in love. I never think that. I might think like, you know what? You're going to make me some of them tall Northern European babies, just good and tall, possibly athletic. I think I'll handle that part, but definitely tall and sturdy. I've thought that, but never that, oh, we're going to fall in love. Like, nah, stop it. Please knock it off. Impossible. This broad's a liar. And she's using this dude to promote her. And then she also has this ugly makeup on her cheek that looks like she got fired on. You heard me? It looked like she ran up on Gervonta Davis. This motherfucker stepped back, hit her with that short hook. You know, bing! Yeah, that's what that looks like. That doesn't even look like natural makeup. Like, please stop it. It's completely gross. And the other thing, I'm starting to think that she might not be a woman, but obviously she's pregnant, so I guess she is. But generally speaking, I'm not going to get into it. Carrying on.
Again! So you use the sugar daddy websites as dating sites.
Damn.
You say it's hard to find a good woman
Damn.
because they're motivated by material things and
Damn.
stuff. And yet you're seeking women, specifically a certain type of woman.
You know what? Despite that ugly ass mustache that this ball has, he's asking some very meaningful questions. Now, me personally, I would be distracted by such a mustache asking me questions because I would be asking myself in my head, I'd be like, all right, if you're so intelligent, why would you wear a mustache like that? That's what I would be thinking. So I would just be confused while he's talking. But anyways, he's saying some reasonable things. Speaking of reasonable, shout out to the ballers. Mr. Tabbitt writes, peace to the Saints. Fresh should have known better. Here's the worst part. He did know. I'm guessing he did. Hell yeah, he knew better. But the problem is, if you know better up here in this head, but you don't know better down there in that head, that's the problem. Dick discipline. He writes, allowing himself to be publicly associated with that individual was a mistake to begin with. You're correct, man. And you know what? When you have money, fame, it's a dangerous world, and it's fairly unpleasant. I don't know if you guys remember, this shit was ludicrous. It was actually quite comical, and that's why I made that reaction video to it, just cracking jokes. There was a fat, ugly, old white woman from like the middle of nowhere who was, working with a dirty Nigerian scammer. And, this guy has been jealous and like he's been trying to be the big homie. Like he used to be a fan. It was a fan turned hater. The shit was crazy. And so he was working with her. I don't know if he paid her or what, but she like made up like some like fake claim like, yeah, Marquette was sexually harassing me or something crazy. I don't even remember exactly what she said, but it was funny as shit. So I like played her video and I like reacted to it. And here's the thing. When you're in position, people are going to make up stuff. And even real things that you actually do, people are going to misconstrue it so that they can get some money from you or get some fame and clout. So you have to be so much more careful. But it's really sad because we're in a world wherein our men of merit are not safe. Our men of merit are at risk. And it's really weird in that the weakest elements in our society can take down the strongest, what would be the strongest elements in our society. It's quite strange. But you guys may have seen the video. I'll have to do a re-premiere of it. It was funny as shit. It's like an old, fat, ugly white woman. And I was looking at Shorty like, Shorty, no one's going to believe this. Like, this shit is crazy. Now, I am a savage, but no, nigga, I ain't that savage. Like, no one's going to believe this. Like, why would you even think that this is possible? And just a little backstory on that before I carry on. Just the funny thing of like understanding how people decide to try to fleece you for money. When I was writing my second book, right, I said, hey, if you follow my work, I'd love to hire you to be an editor of my second book. I'd rather hire people who really rock with me and give back to them than hire a stranger. And she had reached out on Instagram. She said, hey, I follow your stuff, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm also a professional editor. I said, oh, fantastic. Send me a work sample. She sent a work sample. It was terrible. It was like garbage. I didn't tell her that, but she says, oh, can we do this? I said, this is not the writing style I'm looking for. Boom. From there on, she went crazy. From there on, she was like big mad. So like, that's how quickly and easily someone can flip on you. But again, you're dealing with strangers. That's a problem when you experience clout or fame. You're subject to strangers. And what the weird thing is about the internet, say versus having money in tech, right? When I was successful in tech, I didn't meet idiots on a regular basis. I was insulated from idiots. Everyone I was meeting was also successful in tech. They were working in tech. They had software degrees. These are sophisticated, capable people. I wasn't exposed to and meeting imbeciles. Right now in the chat, there's a multitude of imbeciles as we speak, right? So the fact is, you're exposed to a different element, and many of these elements are wicked. And so just because I didn't want to hire her to write my book because she's not a good writer, she flipped on me and then got with a Nigerian scammer and just trumped up a fake story. Now, here's the worst part. You're like, Marquette, why don't you sue her? Sue her for what? She ain't got no money. It'd be a waste of my time to sue her. I'm going to lose money suing her because she's never going to be able to pay. Right? So that's the world we're in. The poor and idiotic, they can strike at you because you have something to lose. If you strike back at them, it's an L because they have nothing to lose. So you exhaust yourself in dealing with these persons because there's one of you, but there's an infinite number of them, right? For example, there's one of me talking. There's nearly 2,000 people listening. If all 2,000 people flipped on me, I could never win. They're too numerous, right? So that's what we're dealing with. And there's no excuse for what the ball did. I'm just saying, understand the bigger picture.
Woman, obviously, that would be on a sugar daddy website. So it seems like you are confirming your biases by even going there to find women.
That was correct. That was a fact spoken by the Super Mario Extra.
What? Okay, so you.
Sorry,
said,
Walter. I'll say it. You want me to say it again slower?
In the scenes, it's because people.
Ooh-wee. Shout out to the internet empowering fat, ugly, weak males to be disrespectful. That's amazing. That's why I got to start inviting people in studio. You know, they're going to be so respectful in studio.
People got to be weird, bro. Like, they always got to be fucking weird and, like, send the girls messages. Like, Angie gets a bunch of stupid-ass messages, too.
I couldn't only imagine.
You know, she just has thick skin.
But they're right. They're right. We don't honestly post some of the thing that goes in our personal lives.
Shout out to Preach's neck. I don't even want to say those are neck rolls, but those neck creases, I feel like there has to be sweat perpetually in those neck creases. It just makes me want to sit up with proper posture so my shit don't get like that. Anyway, Mr. Tabbitt, I didn't finish reading his baller alert. He writes, he has been hanging out with Livingston too much. Indeed, Livingston's a fat imbecile. He writes, the man needs Boss University. Indeed, many people do need Boss University. You are not lying. A lot of people thinking and living like peons. Shout out to Brandon. He writes, okay, very good. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Saints, and shout out to Brandon, one of our entrepreneurs. He is in concert with another entrepreneur producing this in platinum coloration. It's a beautiful piece. I actually have it. It's upstairs, and I highly recommend it. The gold is sold out, and that's what happens with a lot of our products. Once they're sold out, they're gone for good. So you can still get the platinum one at mdblabel.com, and the money goes 100% to someone like you, someone who learned entrepreneurship and is working on making a better life for themselves. Doesn't go to me. Goes to you. So mdblabel.com, log in, boss up. When you shop there, you support yourself. That's a fact. Shout out to T, supporting the work via Cash App, and had the pleasure of seeing him again at the Book of Dark Truth Summit. Also, shout out to Cade. He writes, Marquette Zimbabwe just switched to the gold standard. Oh, really? I got to check that out. Now, that's going to be good for their inflation issue, which has been a long time issue since Robert Mugabe, whom every time I meet Zimbabweans, they always speak very well of the gentleman. Carrying on.
So why? Because people are going to be weird about it. They're going to take pictures of people that have nothing to do with your family and claim they are your family and then diss them.
Pics, that happens
That's
too.
what you did. So you're right. Motherfuckers be weirdos. And that's you.
I'll never forget what they told us many, many, many years ago.
We are better than you niggas. Period. I ain't gonna lie, we're better than you. We make more money than you. We got a better fucking channel than y'all. We get more views than y'all. The only thing you guys got on us is you guys been on longer. But I guarantee you.
He did turn Myra into a fat black bitch. He did turn Myra into a fat black bitch. You know, fat ass black girls, when they get turned up, the fat ass hoes be like, nigga, tell me that again. Say you ain't gonna pay your child support. Say I won't take your ass to class. Say I won't call your PO right now. Like, fat black hoes just be like doing their own ad libs and shit like they their own a hype man. He did turn Myron ass to a fat black thought from the ghetto. Oh shit, carrying on. Myron meant that shit too, bruh. Oh, Lord.
Next year, this time, we're going to lap you motherfuckers. Because you know what? Nobody works harder than us.
Nope.
Period.
Listen, that right there, I don't know Abba and Preach. I've never seen their work ethic or their processes or anything like that. But them Fresh and Fit balls, they put in the work. There's just no doubt about that.
How's that going?
Damn.
How's that going?
Uh-oh, not the data.
One demonetization and losing millions of dollars later. How's that
Damn.
going?
He almost looked evil right there. Hold on. This nigga look evil. He looked like he smoked the most insane blunt. This nigga had a Black and Mild with a little bit of weed and a lot of angel dust. That nigga looked like he done just got off the most insane fentanyl high ever. Like, this motherfucker looked like a possessed crackhead demon from the depths of the earth. This boy right here is wicked. He done pulled up the data on niggas. Good Lord.
One demonetization and losing millions of dollars later. How's that going?
This guy is sick.
This
This guy is sick.
Yeah.
This guy is sick. It's a total B+. Okay. Subscribers for the last 30 days. 10K. Okay. These bulls really looking at this data, man. The funny thing is, I got to get serious about this stuff because I've seen this site a couple times, but it's only when YouTubers are criticizing other YouTubers. I never check this stuff because, as you guys know, I don't run ads anyway, so that my channel has never been monetized ever by my decision to give you guys free content that you can run a marathon. You can train for your marathon. If you're a truck driver, you can drive 14 hours listening to my shit. If you're in the gym going hard, you can play my stuff uninterrupted. That's the gift I give to you. Very few give anything back. And that is why I always teach you guys, well, I'm grooming the leadership class. Not all these motherfuckers who watch and never support. That's not manly. Men know that everything costs because you've been a provider before. But yeah, I got to pay attention to this shit right here one day.
Oh, it's going to
Actually, not one day. Next month, I'm going to get serious about this.
lose. You are my child. I've disciplined you a great many times, and I will discipline you again. You know why we do this?
All right, Fresh and Fit, you got to kill him now. You got to kill this nigga now. You got to take him out. You got to take him out. It's gone too far.
Because the red pill, this movement, it is a sickness of the highest order, and I don't enjoy it.
I'm not comfortable with that. Anyways, shout out to Mr. McBride. He writes, Eid Mubarak Aki. Saint Livingston's ex just released some new text and voice calls of him texting her, begging for her back and crying with snot running down his nose over the phone, over her. Where can I send this? The reaction would be gold. Sir, you're right. We must react to this. We must. You can send this to me. Excuse me. You can send this to jason@marquettism.com. He will forward it to me. jason@marquettism.com, or you can send it to the PayPal email address, which is marquettb@gmail.com. That's MARQUETTB as in boy @gmail.com. Shout out to Walter. He writes, this is not Walter, the Walter that's in question. Almost 37, mechanical engineer in Maryland, visits 8-year-old daughter in North Carolina, weekends, limited success and confidence with women. What do you suggest for a novice so that I'm not shark food out here for these chicks? Well, it depends on your goals. You haven't stated your goals, right? So if I don't know your goals, I can't really tell you the path. The goal, that is to say the destination, well, that defines the path, the strategy, the way. So that's number one. So I guess the first thing I could tell you, maybe take Boss University to start with. It'll calibrate your thinking. Bosses, you don't speak without desiring a particular impact or outcome. You don't move without a defined goal. And your goals are sharp and specific. Yes, indeed. Sometimes we only really apply ourselves when we're at work under someone else's orders or under someone else's authority. That's when we utilize our intelligence to profit them, not ourselves. Carrying on.
Yeah, I got to pay. They showed some kind of video of her, which is supposedly her with a client.
Okay, but it's an anonymous source.
Client.
Okay, so this is a photo of her meeting up with a guy, and it gets better. We got video and audio. Run the clip.
If you call me and prove it. Prove it.
Firstly, you should pay her.
No.
Cash only.
No. We can transfer.
She sounded Chinese as hell when she said that. She was like, no. WeChat transfer. That's what's up. And for those of you who have been to China or even Asia, You know that there are a number of parallel technologies that they have, and because the governments in Asia are fairly shrewd, unlike the idiotic governments in the West, they block our technologies and our corporations. That's why when you're in China, you don't catch an Uber, you catch a Didi. That's why when you're in South Korea, which by the way we damn near created and keep alive, when you're in South Korea, you would use Naver or you would use Kakao as opposed to Facebook or Facebook Messenger or Google Maps. So, they have all their homegrown things, which are mostly just a bootlegging of American or Western technology.
Hi, I'm here. What are you worried about?
She said she came about 3 times and that she couldn't do it anymore.
So you're going to do it?
Shout out to Darius. He writes, "Peace to the Saints tuition." I am curious as to what the reaction from Abba and Preach will be based on this video here.
I
have been in the past.
Yeah, but I'm a girl. I need to be more secure. If you're not making excuse, then...
You know what, ladies and saints? We have nearly 2,000 watching, not even 1,000 likes. I'm going to go ahead and take a pause for the cause right now. Give those of you who haven't supported at all some time to ask yourself, why am I holding on to a like a homeless person holds on to their last dollar? Give you guys some time to reflect on that. And if you have a question, a comment, a timestamp, you can send it in right now. If the mods would drop the Cash App and the PayPal so that folks who want to send in some content or want to say thank you. Hey, Marquette, I appreciate your time. I appreciate the fact that you have a great studio. You have everything premium for my enjoyment. You can do so. It's Kent Drippy Jr. And, we got the drip for you. You dig? mdblabel.com, login, boss up. And also you can support Dorian, who has a phenomenal hat here. This hat he has in blue and also in white in the velvet. You dig? The velvet pimpin'. And I was just talking to him today, actually, and I think he only has like 12 left in white and 8 left in blue. So once you cop those, you'll be of the last to have it. It's a great one. I actually have both of them. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to this work. May I acknowledge EJ comes in by PayPal. He writes, tuition, thank you for establishing the proper hierarchy, King. Keep going, Saint. I appreciate that. Shout out to the real ones who do support. You are appreciated. May I also acknowledge Max. He writes, hello and peace to the saints. What is the best course in your catalog for an aspiring salesman? That's a phenomenal question. I should probably one day do a course just on sales, but it really wouldn't just be on sales. It'd be on sales and business success. You really have to have those two things together. But for an aspiring salesman, I would actually have you go through Boss University. And the reason is very few people go into sales wanting to stay in that position. Usually sales is used as an
Keep putting
easy way
reasons in these boys' prisms in the realest way.
And there you go. Appreciate it. Shout out to Mr. I think that was Tough Talk. So very few people go into sales wanting to stay into that position. It's usually an entry-level position, or it's something that is your way to get into a company. So I do Boss University for you. Highly recommend it. And there are many in the chat who have taken Boss University and stand by it. Lots of content in there too. It's one of my more content-rich courses. May I also acknowledge George supporting the work. Shout out to George. Good to see you again. Been a little while. May I also acknowledge via the Super Chat feature. Let's see who we have here. Okay, so we got Mr. Tough Talk acknowledged. Shout out to someone sent their first super chat. I think that might have been LES. Either that or Open Up. He writes, Fresh belongs in the Hall of Fame of selling the dream. This motherfucker went all out and even likely got this broad pregnant. Great lessons for what not to do. Well, nothing wrong with selling the dream, but yeah, I'd say getting her pregnant, that was a major mistake. Shout out to Tuck In Dude. He writes, first tuition. I appreciate that. Shout out to the real ones. Okay, I already read these. Shame on me. There's so few. I thought that, oh goodness, we got to go ahead and wind down. There's so few. I didn't realize I'd already read those. Shout out to ISB. He writes, preach, Saint. I would have heard your advice before. I wish I would have heard your advice before the 50 women advice. I hear you, bro. Shout out to Daryl Lynn. Shout out to the Lady Saints. She's consistent as well. Tate X writes, I'm a young man plagued with fear and anxiety. I fear confrontation and have trouble. Oh, you need to come to one of my events. Now, I'm probably not going to have one for a long time, but you need to come to one of my events. That'll rip you out of that quickly, really quickly. Moreover, Boss University. Because the most important part about Boss University is the first section. The first section is on self-reflection, self-improvement. The problem is that we're so interested in understanding and exploring the world out there, when in reality, we need to understand our inner world and master that. That's what you're dealing with here. He writes, I've always been shy and quiet. That's not going to get the job done. I think you know that. He writes, could you give me advice on how to fix this problem? I'm 25. Advice on how to fix a problem you've been dealing with your whole life? Advice right now in the next 2 minutes? No. Boss University, you have hours and hours upon information that will get you started on the right path, and it will compel you to take action. You're dealing with something serious. Being shy as a man is not an option. That is not a man's quality. Knock it off. Immediate. And let me tell everyone, if you have something that's bad, whether it's a bad relationship, it's a bad characteristic, a bad trait, ask yourself, if you were in a burning building, how long would you take to get out? Shout out to the ballers. Shout out to Prince Monaco writes, sharing true knowledge while keeping it super player. Professor Quet, as a young man, how do I protect myself from these problems like you have? Peace to the
Sharing
saints.
true knowledge while keeping
there you
super
go.
player. Professor Ket, as a young man, how I do protect myself from these problems like you have. PTTS.
Can someone confirm that you've heard that again? I just want to make sure that you guys are hearing this because that's why I purchased this technology.
Means you are not willing to pay. Non-stop?
We stop for maybe 30 minutes, relax, sleep in.
I cannot stay for 2 and 3 hours.
You can't stay for 2 or 3.
I can stay, but I cannot have sex for 2 and 3 hours. Like, who can do that?
It's not just this for 2 or 3 hours. You will have to trust me on this. You will not be uncomfortable. You will not be painful. If you are, you may go. I will not force you to stay.
You can pay me half and I will stay here for 1 hour.
1 hour doesn't mean you're only going to stay for 1 hour.
Then I will stay here for 1 hour and I'll leave. Because for you, 1 hour is enough. You said 2, 3 hours. I cannot stay for 2 and 3 hours.
You can't stay for 2 or 3 hours.
That don't even look like her.
Listen,
Like, we don't even see her face.
they don't have this.
That's a receipt. A receipt without a date, without a fucking store, without a fucking item, is not a receipt. Because what you have is a piece of
what
paper.
happened?
That's facts. And there's a lot of other pieces of paper
Okay,
here.
give
You
me a
showed a
second.
scrumpled up piece of paper all in Chinese. Her getting fired for some place for 11 different reasons. It doesn't even say
One
which one it is. You guys just assumed it's got to be all of them. It was rinky dink. I was really disappointed because I'm like, oh, listen, maybe they got something good. There was nothing there. Whether she is a worker or not, I don't care.
Give me a second. Having some.
It doesn't even matter. Did
shoes.
Fresh get her pregnant or not? And if he did, he got to be accountable for that.
As a matter,
That's it.
As a matter of fact, if you're trying to prove that she's a worker, and she is, and you,
Huh, that was weird. Okay. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. We just had a strange things happening. So my technology is being hacked before my eyes. Shout out to Austin supporting the work via Cash App. Carrying on.
you didn't see it.
Yeah.
It shows more what you are than what she is.
Every day. It's just funny to me that the dudes who were supposed to be experts at this literally couldn't see something that was supposedly right in their face, but their own fans could see it.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you a credible leader in this regards?
It doesn't.
When the fans pointed out to you, you call them stupid, uneducated, lonely dudes who have
Damn.
no game.
Damn.
But you, with all the game in the world, can't figure it out. You introduce her to your mom and your whole family. You was eating out her box. If she is what you claim
That
she
was
is,
crazy.
that's a bigger L for
That
you.
was crazy.
The fact that you got on a podcast and
I don't know
thought,
if that
yo,
was
this is
true,
a
but
W,
if
I'm about
so,
to
that
eviscerate
was
everything.
crazy.
All you did was make your brand look more shaky, you dumbass. This would be like an evangelical getting accused of.
Saints, I'll give you some time to send in your comments, questions, or tuition. If you would like me to wind down, I'll go ahead and do so. I appreciate those of you who have supported the work. And, of course, we appreciate the members who are the ones that sustain this over time. So we got a lot of loyal guys who have been with us for many years. And it's been a real pleasure to build this thing with you. And it increasingly has impact. We notice a lot of folks are taking notice. And if the world is healed, we'll be the ones to do it. I don't see anything else reasonable moving anywhere in the world that's actually doing the work that we are doing.
Sleeping with a prostitute. He's like, no. It wasn't a prostitute, it was just a trans man.
She was not a prostitute. She was a crack whore. I didn't pay her in ducats. I paid her in crack. Because I would never pay for sex with money.
Guys, this is a police report where she basically stole money from an individual. Okay, yeah. She stole money from an individual. All right? And
so apparently there's a police report about someone claiming she stole $1,000. She was never convicted. She was never charged. We have no information about this, but they're saying she's a criminal.
See, he's saying that with certainty, and I think we all realize that there's no way in hell that Abba and Preach are able to connect with the Chinese government to find out if this woman was ever tried or convicted. So I think that they're lying is what I'm saying there. They might both be lying. Fresh and Fit Myron might be lying, and Abba and Preach may be lying, but undoubtedly things are shaky on both sides. Ladies and saints, let us go ahead and end now. And I appreciate those of you who support the work, those who pay what you owe, those who stand up as a man, make your name known. Shout out to the Lady Saints as well. Let us end this with our tradition, the Creed of the Assassin. Repeat after me with full conviction, knowing this is true of you, the Creed of the Assassin. I am going to be who I truly am because I am remarkable, and I am going to strive every moment to show the greatest part of who I am. Until next time.